SpotlightHigh.com was founded to bring local sports information to fans and sports enthusiasts.
Good luck to you next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That will be up there tomorrow morning.
That's cool.
All right.
Never done that before.
Coach Johnson of Spotlight High had the privilege to speak with Maurice Pierce, the director of Hampton University's track and field and cross country program, at the Blue Heaven, as what Coach called it. Now with Maurice Pierce. Coach Pierce, talk to me about this journey of Hampton Patriot of yours. How did it get started and where is it going?
Oh, wow. It got started back in August of '99. I was making a switch to move back to the area. In '98, I was coaching at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, right, for 1 year. And then some things didn't go like I wanted it to go, with the head coach leaving and them not giving me the head job. So I did what I normally would do. I came back home to Newport News. I said, I'm gonna figure this out.
Right.
And so I went back to Warwick and I met with my old coaches and stuff at Warwick. And we was putting together this plan for me to get into the school system and go back and coach at Warwick and do some things like that. Right. But then I got a phone call from the men's track coach here at the time, a guy named David Boyd. And he said, hey man, the women's coach looking for an assistant. And I said, man, I'm done with this college thing, man. I'm out. I'm out. I'm back home. I ain't doing this no more.
Yeah.
So he said, well, come have a conversation with the lady at least.
Right.
So I had a conversation with the head coach at the time, and the conversation went great. I said, okay, I'm gonna take a leap of faith and try this again.
Right.
And that's how it happened. So I've been here ever since August of '99.
Yeah, that's outstanding. A leap of faith, I think that's what we all do sometimes.
Ain't no question. Sometimes you gotta follow that path.
Right.
Yeah, even though it ain't your path, but you just gotta follow it.
And stick with something you love, and I'm quite sure every time you come here, you love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Blue Heaven. So, so I love
Blue
it.
Heaven. Yeah. So you didn't. We're not going to talk about the little bleep year I call it, because y'all didn't do anything like this past season.
Right.
What you have coming this season coming up?
You know what? We got an outstanding team. We haven't really put it out there yet.
Right.
Because we signed a great class of 2020. And then they wasn't here for a whole year.
Right.
And then we just recently signed a great class of 2021. So really I got 2 incoming freshman classes of outstanding people. Then we had about 60% of the women's team retained. So we got a fluctuation of, I got some old people, I got new people, I got sophomores that's really freshmen, and I got a whole lot of incoming freshmen coming in.
Right.
And that's on both sides. The women's team is a whole lot more stacked than the men's team.
Right.
Just because of the numbers. But we loaded. We got a couple transfers, some local people, and we're gonna put that out and let everybody know who those persons are.
Okay.
But we're excited. It's been a whole year. My expectation is always high, but the reality says I don't know what we're capable of doing.
Right.
Because we've been sitting around for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna try to keep it going and see what we can get out of it.
Let me ask you about the recruitment. Since we're talking about the new kids, the old kids. When you first started, you've been here over 20 years.
Right.
Now I know recruitment changed because usually you had to get from word of mouth from the coaches and things like that, or coaches calling you, you calling them. Coach, what you got?
Right.
We got this thing called the internet.
Right.
This World Wide Web is getting, it's getting more revealing all the time.
Yeah.
Is it easier? How they got things now, because you can just go up on a website and see a kid run.
Right.
And compared to you I got to go to this track meet to watch this kid run, watch this kid jump, watch this kid throw. What's the difference? And we know it's a difference, but how you maintain or keep up with the internet or how things are being recruited?
Well, you know what? Like you said, it's a revolving door, and it's moving extremely fast.
Right.
With technology. So you're right. You can sit at home and watch the track meet instead of traveling to the track meet.
Yeah.
But what has to happen is small schools, and especially HBCUs, still got to go to the meets.
Right.
We just can't sit back and just play the internet and say, okay, we the big boys. Y'all gonna come anyway. All we gotta do is watch it. We ain't gotta come to your meet. You're gonna get enticed by just knowing that we watched you. So, but we still gotta act like we're not in this new wave of technology, and we still got to get in the car and drive to the meet.
Got to get in the grind.
I got to still get in the grind. I got to still go do the home visits. I got to do the school visits.
Right.
I got to go to the track and actually introduce myself to these kids. And have a personal conversation with these kids. But I think the technology and the internet has been very, very, very helpful.
Right.
Because you can also just search information and see people in different parts of the world.
Right.
But the nuts and bolts of our recruiting,
right,
I still got to go get a personal relationship with those people. The internet and the new wave stuff, it don't work for me.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. To me, ain't nothing wrong with face to face.
That's right.
It's better than on that phone, unless you're talking to mom, and mom is in Florida, which my mom is in Florida.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like face to face, and you can see them, they can see you, and you can get a feel from them, and the parents can get a feel from you. Trusting this guy. We saw him on the internet, we saw him on paper. He's been at Hampton University for over 20 years, but they get the feel. So, okay, I want you to go there and get your education, and I want you to go run track until you can't run no more.
But that's how it's always been. You know what? We've been successful because we gained personal relationships. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think I got a good, genuine personal relationship with people, and they see me as a genuine person.
Right.
But you know, sometimes with internet and Zooming and all that stuff, you can like hide your identity. But when you talk to parents one-on-one, they figure out who you really are.
Because they mom.
That's right.
And they giving their child and put them in your hands for 4 years. And beyond. You know. And speaking beyond, because you had some kids that go here. But you also coached them for the Olympic trials and that sort of thing. Talk to me about that.
Well, we've been blessed to get a great group of kids to come through here. Like every 3-4 years, we have like this phenomenal athlete.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it started with, you know, the great Yvette Lewis.
That was on my mind. My next question.
Right. We had some people before her. We had Kelly Wells, and we had a lot of local people, that were good at the collegiate level. But then we got Yvette. Yvette took it to a whole nother level. Right. And she was the first big time collegiate athlete that I had.
Okay.
But prior to that, I had James Carter, who was a product of the men's team.
Right.
But I got a hold of James and coached him at the professional level. To Olympics. But besides James, Yvette is the one that really took the women's program to another level.
Right.
Because then she started winning national titles and stuff like that. Then everybody said, okay, I'm gonna follow Yvette. Right. Then you know you go into the Francinas and all that stuff. And the fortunate thing is, I try to tell people this: great athletes want to continue to be great, and the higher the level of competition, they can maximize it. Everybody not gonna be an Olympian.
No.
But the people that have the special talent, you got to prepare them for that level. And I think what we've done here, if every great athlete I've had, they've dominated the conference and the NCAA, but I prepared them for Olympic level competition and world class competition. And that's why I'm able to continue to do what I'm doing and get people on Olympic teams from the university. Not people from like another school that just moved, they want me to train them.
But your own kids that you recruited come here and go to the next level. That's outstanding.
So we got a good system.
That's good. That's good. Talking about your system. If you was in the military, and we appreciate everything that military do, we just using this as a so say. If you was in the military, your chest would be very decorated. So, and I say that, and I don't know everything you have gotten. I know you got Coach of the Year, that sort of thing. You got many MEACs, over 12 MEAC championships, and you went to South. What's the name of it?
Big South Conference.
Big South Conference. You started winning that. Talk to me about your accolades here as a coach, the different ones that you got, and what's the best one that you think that you really say, hey, I made it as a one of the outstanding coaches? Which one that makes you smile the most when you walk in your office and see it, or walking in your house, wherever you got it? I think you got it in your office, walking in your office to see it.
Well, you know what? I've won. No, I'm gonna say it. We've won. We won 33 conference championships here.
Outstanding.
29 in the MEAC and 4 in the Big South Conference. And we're still the only program, and I'm the only coach that won a title in a new conference. Right. And so I've surpassed everybody at the university in terms of coaching accolades and conference titles. I've coached over 50 All-Americans. We had 2 NCAA national champions. Francina broke the American record.
Right.
So you're right. If I was a military guy, I'd be decorated.
Yes.
Right. So now I got to tell everybody about it. Right. Right. I need to get a jacket with all of it on it.
Yeah.
Right. So we, the first championship is always the best one, and that was the best one maybe back in like 2003.
Right.
But the crowning moment for the program had to be when Francina McCoy, she won the NCAA title. And in the same race, she broke the collegiate record and the American record.
Right.
So that right there was the crowning moment of the program.
Right.
On top of all the conference titles that we've had, you know, I don't think that will ever happen again.
Yeah. Well, it may.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you're going to coach,
Right.
but it may. So don't never say never. But it may.
Right.
We hope so that will.
I hope so.
But that is outstanding.
Yeah.
And I think that you don't have to wear it on your chest. I think the community already know what you have done, where you come from.
Yeah.
And like you said, you ran track at Warwick High School, Newport News. And just to go down the street to Hampton University and be here over 20 years, I like to say thank you for what you do for your community. And speaking of community, how do you use this beautiful platform to make people aware of different track programs that's going on in the city or just going on here? How do you use this blue heaven of just on your side? You know, you may go to AAU, get to say hi to kids and say, hey, that's and I've seen it myself.
Yeah.
That's the coach from University of Hampton, and the little kids like, oh, they watching me.
Yeah.
And then I'm quite sure the dad or mom say, yeah, they watching you, but you there sometimes watching me because you want to watch it, or you may want to watch a kid, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then you may see another kid. How you use that platform when you go to different meets?
Well, I'm a community type of guy, like you said. This is my community.
Yeah.
And people want to put the 2 cities against each other, but Hampton Newport News is really one community.
Yes, it
is.
is.
You just got different pockets.
Right.
And so when I talk to people of community or civic leagues and stuff like that, I say, listen, I'm homegrown. I'm a Newport News guy. Right. You know what I mean? And I went to public school in Newport News. I went to Huntington Middle School. I went to Warwick High School. I'm a football guy. I'm a track guy.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that you can say that I don't know about what's going on around here. Right? From Fort Eustis all the way down to 16th Street. So there's nothing you can't tell me. From Buckrow Beach to Mercury Boulevard. Right? And so my conversation is always about community. And I think we do a good job because I go out and I go to the little small meets around here. Right? Or I show up at people's practices. We let youth track clubs practice on the track. We had 2 track clubs that was practicing on this track for the last 10 years.
Yes.
So the bread and butter of what we're doing has to be community relations. Right? And sure, if I go out here, like we recruited Janelle Saunders from Bethel High School, right? And Janelle will tell everybody, yeah, I used to train at Hampton University, but every day Coach Pierce used to come out there and speak to me. This go way back when she was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she remember that.
Yes.
And so most of the kids around here remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't say a whole lot. I just go and pat them on the back and say something small to them.
Yeah.
But they remember that. And the thing about it also around here is in these 7 cities, it's not a coach around here that can't say that I haven't gained a relationship with them or talk to them about somebody that they got.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they might not have the best kid in that building that year.
Yeah.
But I still talk to them.
You talk to them.
You know what I'm saying? To keep the relationship going.
Right.
And this door is open. Some teams need to come here and practice sometime to get ready for the postseason.
Yeah.
Especially some of the Hampton Newport News schools, we let them come over here. I let club teams come over here.
Right.
So I know I keep the door open for the community.
Yeah.
To bridge the gap, and I don't want, even though Hampton is a private school, I don't want to be too private.
Right.
And that's the MO.
Yeah.
It's always been, Hampton is a private school, but they so private, they private amongst the community.
Right.
So I don't want to, I want to expel that myth.
Yeah, okay, private among the community. Well, that's great because that means they got open arms for the community. And like you said, you got the youth groups coming here and practice, and they get in their mind, I'm practicing on this big time, this track, and it's fast.
Yeah.
And make them better. And one day, hey, they can be a collegiate runner. They can be a collegiate. It might be somebody running track for AAU. Next thing you know, he playing football. You know, and I've seen that happen too.
Yeah, we got a lot of those people.
Oh yeah, man. So like I said, it's private, but you keep it open arms. You got open arms out, and that is great. I think summing it up, I have a go-to guy. Right. And you know him. It's when I was coaching or even just anything in life. I go to him. And he's very wise. I go to Coach Pollard for anything. It may be Coach, how do you stay married for so long? Coach,
Right.
how do you do this for your girls or your kids and that sort of thing? Coach, how can I get this guy to jump farther?
Yeah.
How can I get this guy to come out the block? Coach Paul is my go-to guy.
Yeah.
In Maurice, since running football and playing football and running track and Warwick and beyond until now, who's your go-to people?
Wow. You know what? Most of my go-to people are my former coaches at Warwick. Whether it be Miss Thelma Danley, and we talk about personal stuff, but she still called me her child.
Right.
Right? She could call me her other son. Or the football coaches I had there, or the late coach John Quillen. We both have a relationship with Coach Quillen. But my real go-to guy is Coach Roland Ross. You know, Roland is still at CNU.
Yes, he is.
But people forgot that Roland Ross was also a track coach.
Yes.
And Roland Ross was my track coach at Warwick. And I still consider him as my father. I talked to him this morning. He called me at 8:30 this morning. So he's my go-to guy in terms of talking about personal stuff, religious stuff, marriage stuff, athletic stuff. And even though he's coaching basketball, he still loves track.
Yes.
And I've been dealing with Coach Ross since I was in the 6th grade at Huntington Middle School. And he's my go-to guy for any single thing.
He's an outstanding guy.
And I think I'm his go-to guy too.
Right.
So like I said, he called me 8:30 this morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be somebody special. Hey, same with me with Coach Pollard. Either I can call him late, I can call him early, or he called me. And if he called me, whatever he requests, I never told him no. And the good thing to me about Coach Pollard, and he never called me Coach Johnson. He would always call me Daryl, and I love that. Why? Because I'm still his student to this day. You know. So and that's why I asked, because I know I have a go-to guy. And it's Coach Pollard. And I know a lot of people have that go-to people.
Roland Ross he's my guy. Like I said, Miss Thelma Danley, we could talk about all kind of stuff. We can lean on each other and cry if we need to. But Ross is my guy.
That's outstanding.
And he know how to dumb me stuff down and keep me humble, or he'll say something crazy. Right, when I can't figure out something, if I just need to get away, I just drive over to Christopher Newport and speak with him. But because he gonna keep it real.
Just bring you back down so you can think even more clear.
He gonna break it down.
Well,
man,
that's outstanding.
Keep me going, man.
Oh yeah. Well, Maurice, I appreciate what you're doing here for the community. Not just in Hampton or in Newport News. I think the community of track and field in Virginia. You know, and you one of the guys that people look at and say, hey, Hampton is the place to be for track and field. And you prove that on the track. And we like to hear from Spotlight, thank you for what you do for your community. And appreciate for stopping by or letting us stop by.
You know, we go way back.
Oh yeah, we go way back.
We go way back. Track days.
So
when it was really running on the Peninsula District.
Go back of running, and I think Conman Relays. I am a director now for Conman Relays still, but just running against Warwick and that sort of thing. And now, you know, friendship involved and just talking about what you're doing here. And like I said, once again, man, thank you for what you do for your community.
Hey man, whatever you need me, I'm here. You need me to do anything, I'm here. You need me to come talk to somebody, I'm here.
There you go.
Whatever you need, just let me know.
Just like you said, it's private, but your arms are open.
That's right. We will keep it that way. So whatever you need, let me know.
Okay.
I appreciate this, man.
All right, no problem.
Means a whole lot.
Hey, we got it.